Ooh, time to shrink down to the Skarloey Railway. Based on the title, I thought maybe we'd be having a Henry and the Elephant sequel or something. But seeing that we are not in standard gauge, that probably won't be the case. So what's this about then?
A new park was being built. Everyone was working hard to get the job finished on time. Duncan was feeling impatient. Get a move on, slow coach, he puffed crossly to Rusty.
Well, no surprise there. Duncan is always moving faster than everybody else. He's Mr. Impatient. And of course, because he's so full of himself, he's not only found it necessary to boss all the other engines, but also proclaim how much quicker he'd finish too. We'll see how long that lasts.
Duncan thinks he's fast. Better safe than fast, Rusty agreed. Duncan drew into the station. He was all puffed up and pleased with himself. I finished first, he wheezed proudly. In that case, said Sir Topham Hatt, I've got another job for you.
So it's Duncan and the elephant. The question is, will Duncan be just as surprised as Henry was with his encounter? And will Duncan even be able to move an elephant? I mean, if the elephant from Season 4 was able to push Henry and his train of trucks backward, then how strong is Duncan? Certainly not the same, I would think.
When Duncan saw the elephant, he was surprised. Why, it's only a statue, he said. This is an easy job. You must wait for the brake van, said the station master. This statue is very heavy. Nonsense, huffed Duncan to his driver.
Nonsense? I would not advise to that, you bufferhead. So it's not an actual elephant. So what? The physics still apply. You gain enough momentum, it'll be a lot harder to stop as quickly. But I'm guessing Duncan doesn't get the science because why not? He went without a brake van. Typical.
But Duncan wasn't careful. He was impatient. We'll show them how fast I can be, Duncan whistled. We'll deliver this statue and I'll still finish first.
Geez, so into himself. How can one be so neglectful? But that's how Duncan is. And as he continued to go further down the line, he began to speed up, which then led to the obvious of all obvious things. Duncan had hit the unsafe territory where he was not able to stop. Yeah, he was regretting his decision now.
He had never gone this fast. People waved and cars tooted as Duncan sped by. Suddenly, a tractor trundled across Duncan's line. Look out! Shouted his driver.
Why did Brandon sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger at the end? Look out! I begin to wonder how on earth these engine crews are okay with just going with the flow on these unsafe conditions. Seriously, guys, you control the engine. Think before doing something stupid like this.
Elephant Park loomed ahead. Duncan's driver applied the brakes, but it was too late. The statue flew through the air and landed in the lake.
Wow. He is so lucky. The fact that the bottom of that lake was flat and the statue fell down with a balanced center of gravity is like 1 in a million chances. If I were him, though, I'd be saying to myself, never again. But he wasn't out of trouble yet. Top Hat made sure he got a funnel full.
Everyone loves the elephant in the lake, said Lady Hat. Even if it was a mistake, added Sir Topham Hatt. Hooray for Duncan's mistake, cheered the engines. Duncan blushed and went a deep shade of red.
That's your own undoing, my boy. Ever since Duncan's introduction with Home at Last from Season 4, he's shown that he can't seem to get out of his own way. Being rowdy is just him. But he's come off the rails a bunch of times now. He should be grateful that he didn't screw up that statue. I'm waiting for Top Hat to throw him that threat of downsizing his funnel again. The puffer needs an incentive to behave. Other than that, though, the lesson is don't be impatient. Sort of like Thomas's train from Season 1. A much simpler time. But hey, we also get to hear from Lady Hat again. It's been a full 2 seasons since she spoke. And I'll admit, the line of Top Hat admitting that he liked the placement of the statue, even though it was a mistake, was funny too. As for Brandon voicing Duncan for the first time, he did a decent job. He kept the accent, as opposed to Baldwin, who was inconsistent about it after one season. Music was alright for this episode, but nothing outstanding. It was a little difficult to tell if the music that was played while Duncan began to lose control was supposed to be his motif, or if it was just the Runaway music. It was composed competently, but not catchy enough. Set pieces were a bit different, though. I never thought I'd say this, but we did revisit some Dutch angles again, as Duncan ran down the Rocky Ridge line. It seems to be the only area the film crew likes doing this, thankfully. There was also the tea room station, a better view of the rumbling bridge, and finally the elephant park, with the nice lake in the background. Next episode is Peace and Quiet. Thanks for watching.